What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm here today to give you guys a review of the Saucony Shadow 6000 in the Spaceflight colorway. Today's video is sponsored by who else? The good people from Heffalux. Heffalux is my all-time favorite sneaker insoles, and they sell ETPU insoles, which really is the same material you'll find inside Adidas Boost. So if you're looking to add some additional comfort inside your shoes, be sure to check out their website, which I've linked down below in the description box. You'll see they sell a variety of different insoles, so depending on the type of insole density and the cushioning setup you're looking for, you're going to find there's a suitable insole for anyone. So I've been a paying customer of Heffalux for years now, and I find them to be extremely comfortable. So if you guys want to check them out and try a pair for yourself, be sure to use the code SEANGO at checkout to get 15% off your entire purchase. So this right here is my latest Saucony pickup, which is the Shadow 6000 Silhouette. Releasing a few weeks back in November, these retailed for a price of $180 here in Canada, and I believe the price in the US was $140, but don't quote me on that. And as the nickname of the shoe suggests, the theme of this shoe is heavily inspired by space. And when I saw the shoe being announced on sneaker blogs and sneaker websites, my first impression was that it's just so loud and so different and unique, so I really want to pick these up in person to see how they were in real life. So first things first, here's a quick look at the box. So this comes in a custom box, which is obviously inspired by space. On the top right corner, we have Spaceflight branding, and then on the side of the lid, we have Saucony Originals branding. So diving into the details of the shoe itself, so starting things off with the toe box, this entire portion is covered in this long-haired pink colored suede. So the suede feels very buttery and very soft to the touch, and right above this in the middle, we have this red colored suede. And then moving on, this is where the shoe really gets wacky. So covering the eyelets on the lateral side, we have this orange colored suede, and the top two eyelets are constructed in a reddish colored TPU. Beneath this, we have this red colored suede, which doesn't feel as shaggy or long haired as compared to the pink suede on the toe box. A portion of the mid panel is perforated, and we have the Saucony stripe, which is constructed out of this reflective 3M panel in white, and the three circular cutouts in the middle are actually glow in the dark. Covering the bottom of the lateral side, we have this mint green sort of overlay, which has a rubberized and textured feel to the touch. And beneath this, we have this green colored netting. When you compare this to the medial side, so this side is completely different. So covering the eyelets on this side, we have a gray colored suede, and the top two eyelets here are done in a black colored TPU. Beneath this, we have this dark red colored shaggy suede, and then we have more of a flatter suede done in black next to this, and the Saucony stripe in this case is constructed out of a silver colored reflective 3M panel, and once again those three circular cutouts are glow in the dark. And then beneath this on the mid panel, the overlay here has this print on it, which to me almost resembles the surface of the moon. And the netting underneath here is done in the silver or gray color. Moving on to the heel of this shoe, so on the very bottom, we have this black colored suede, which has a speckled gray finish to it. Above this, we have a dark gray suede with Saucony branding debossed in the center, along with a silver reflective 3M panel above it. And the top of the heel is covered in a white colored reflective 3M panel. So moving on to the laces, these come with two different but both very bold colored laces. So the one that I prefer are these mint green sort of laces, which are done in this flat style. But if you're not feeling these, they also give you these blue colored laces, which have a star print incorporated within it, which I thought was very loud and very eccentric, but it was a bit too out there for me personally. Underneath this, so the tongue is constructed out of a white colored textile, and we have these horizontal stitches, which gives it somewhat of a quilted look. On the top, we have this rectangular patch, so on the left foot we have the Saucony branding along with a silhouette of an astronaut floating on the moon, and then on the right foot, we have an outline of a spaceship. So the interior of the shoe is lined in this blue colored textile with a star graphic found throughout, and for this specific Saucony 6000, this inner liner was very minimalistic and it was barely padded. Moving on to the insoles, so these come with your standard foam line insole, and it features that graphic once again of the astronaut floating on the moon, but it's done in these very wild and almost psychedelic colors. So the upper of the Shadow 6000 sits atop this full-length EVA foam midsole. So this midsole is painted in black, and we have this white colored speckle paint found throughout, and we have Saucony branding found on the lateral side of the heel. And then finally turning this pair over to the bottom, so this outsole here is constructed out of a translucent rubber, and the graphic underneath resembles the surface of the moon once again. We have this triangle shaped traction pattern on the forefoot and Saucony branding visible on the middle of the outsole. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And for those wondering about sizing, So I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and I wear between a 10 or a 10.5 in the Shadow 6000, depending on the specific release. So for this pair, I picked up both a 10 and a 10.5, and the size 10 for me at least fit really snug. So because of that, I went up to a size 10.5, but for some strange reason, the 10.5 fit a little bit bigger than I would have liked. So I feel like in an ideal world, a 10.25 would have been perfect. But long story short, if you don't like a really snug one-to-one fit, and especially if you have wider feet, I'd recommend going up that half size. Next up, in terms of the comfort, so the Shadow 6000 is a decently comfortable shoe for everyday casual use. This is a retro sneaker with very outdated technology, but if you're just going to be walking around in these, and you just need a very reliable everyday sort of shoe, then this would be a great option. But one thing I noticed was that this shoe felt a bit stiffer on foot compared to my other Shadow 6000s that I've worn in the past. I don't know if it's just a matter of the materials used, but it didn't really form that well to my feet, and the upper of the shoe just felt a lot stiffer than I'm used to. So that was a bit of a disappointment. It didn't feel as comfortable on feet than I would have liked. It just didn't fit my foot that well, and it didn't feel as comfortable as a result. Finally, in terms of the overall quality and the craftsmanship, so first off, material quality, I thought it was pretty good. It's not the best quality materials I've seen on a Saucony shoe before, and if you've watched my reviews in the past, you know that I'm a big fan of Saucony quality, even when it comes to the general releases. But for this pair, I thought it was just decent, but it wasn't great. There wasn't anything specifically that I was unhappy with, it's just the overall feel of the materials in hand just didn't leave me wowed. And from an overall build and craftsmanship standpoint, at least from this end, I didn't have any flaws or any issues at all with this pair, so it was a very well built shoe and well put together. It's just the materials I thought could have been a little bit better. So with all that out of the way now, let's lace these up, toss these on feet, and I'll show you guys how these look. All in all, this is obviously a very loud and very eccentric design shoe, so it makes sense that this wouldn't be a shoe that you'd wear for everyday use. It's very much a statement piece, something you'd probably wear with more neutral clothing, and you'd want to let these shoes be the star of the show. With that said though, I'm not crazy about the design of this pair. I think these might be one of those shoes that look better on a shelf more so than on my feet. So because of that fact, and because it didn't feel as good on feet as some of my other Shadow 6000s, this is probably a pair that I'm not going to keep in my collection personally. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of the Spaceflight Shadow 6000. Are you feeling the loud design of this pair, or is it really not your thing and this is an easy pass for you? If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, follow my Twitter at sean.go, and visit my website as well at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review and hopefully I helped you in some way. And I'll catch you guys all in the next one.